Kipsters, today we'll look at another story that asks us to look at causes and effects. Today's story is about the Burgess Shale fossils, and these fossils were found in the Canadian Rocky Mountains. Because of the way they were preserved, they are very unique. Let's start our story. The Burgess Shale fossils. An amazing collection of fossils lies on a ridge in the Canadian Rocky Mountains. These fossils are called the Burgess Shale fossils. They come from animals that existed 505 million years ago, at a time when the only creatures on Earth lived in the sea. The Burgess Shale fossils had many weird shapes, with tubes, spines, fans, extra feet, and antennae. They were unlike anything alive today. The Burgess Shale fossils are amazing for another reason, too. The soft parts of the animals' bodies are preserved in stone. An animal's soft parts almost always rot away or are eaten shortly after the animal dies. This means that most fossils are made up of only hard parts, such as bones, teeth, and shells. What caused the Burgess Shale animals to be so well preserved? The fossils are embedded in a very smooth type of rock called shale. Shale is made of hardened mud. Scientists believe that the animals were killed in underwater mudslides. The mud buried the animals and covered every part of their bodies. This protected their remains from being eaten by other animals. The mud also protected the soft body parts from air and bacteria, which kept the dead animals from rotting. As a result, the animals' bodies were preserved in a blanket of mud. Over millions of years, pressure turned that mud into shale. Let's start by filling out our TAMs. What is my topic? Well, I know that this is about the Burgess Shale fossils. So I'm going to say the Burgess Shale fossils. Next, what is my author's purpose? Again, my author's purpose is to inform. What is the main idea? The Burgess Shale fossils. Now let me look here if I can see if I can put it together. Are an amazing collection of fossils that were recently discovered. All right. Now we can decide on our structure here. Now this one can go a lot of different ways, as can many of our stories. I hear some sequence, I hear some description, but today I'm going to go ahead and choose cause and effect since it tells me how they became those fossils. Now I've got to look at my question. Question number 2 says, what causes mud to turn into shale? So when I looked at this question, I have to decide, is this a reason or a result question? What causes mud to turn into shale? This is a reason question. I'm looking for my cause here. Now I need to figure out what actually does turn mud into shale. I'm going to look back in the text. In the text, in this last paragraph, it lets me know a little bit about mud turning into shale. Let's see, the fossils are embedded in a very smooth type of rock called shale. Shale is made of hardened mud. Scientists believe that the animals were killed in underwater mudslides. Let's keep reading. I still don't see what causes mud to turn into shale. The mud also protected the soft body parts from air and bacteria. As a result, the animals' bodies were preserved in a blanket of mud. Over millions of years, pressure turned that mud into shale. So it's telling me that pressure turns it into shale. Let's look at my answer choices. Oh, I see it right there. Now, what evidence supports this answer? I'm looking for that last sentence I read, and I see it right here. Over millions of years, pressure turned that mud into shale. Now I'm all done, Kipsters. Your job will be to use your story to answer your set of questions. Make sure you are reading carefully.